Is this an intro for Equilibrium?
Sunday night showdown. Sunday night showdown. Glory, glory.
Is that Cheetah Chat's song?
Sunday night showdown. Charge into the fray.
No, I made this before streaming.
Knights in shining array. For honor, for pride they fight. Burning
Now I have one for Friday night fights and Sunday night showdown. I am harnessing the power for AI.
they always want more. Swords clash, shields break. For goodness sake. Sunday night.
Okay, lol, I thought it was like a TV show intro for your clan.
I gotta represent all clans now. Can't just represent
AI
one.
songs are getting good.
Welcome in, everyone, to a bonus episode of now Sunday Night Showdown. We had a great match on Friday between Shiv Cartel and Equilibrium on Friday Night Fights. Tonight we have an encore performance where Equilibrium will take on Pax Romana, a born-again clan, one of the original clans that was in the golden years of the
Would be a
Chivalry
good
2
idea to get
competitive
members to send
scene.
a short clip of their best kills for
I
something
think
like
they
that.
have now managed to recruit some new members. I don't know all of the lore, but you're going to see plenty of names: Mel, Yanchovy, Llama, Silver. There was about 5 different benches, so that guy benches, I don't know, boobs or something. I don't know. Boobless? What is this thing? Boob something. Tonight we have the return of the one, the only. Help me, Steppo. Recently re-signed by Equilibrium. Had been a free agent. Was playing a couple of matches with CK. Was doing some of the 9v9 league, but Equilibrium happy to have Steppo, one of the founding members, back into the fold. So it's going to be really nice to see how things work out. I think we may get right to it. I don't know. We may not have time for starting lineups here, but we are going to see what the maps are. It looks like we might be going to...
I've been seeing a lot of new PAX members.
I'm going to pause that music. I'm going to turn my face off. We're going to get right down to the action. A lot of new PAX members. Yeah, I agree. I've seen some new ones, so I think that's what we need, really, is for some of these older established clans to pick up some of these new members. The devs may have abandoned the game, but the player base hasn't. There's been a steady stream of new players. Players are still interested in this game. It's very unique. We have no alternatives to Chivalry 2 in any sort of form or fashion that can really capture such a wide audience the same way that this game has. So Mordhau doesn't do it. Chivalry 1 has come and gone, and we don't yet have something else in place. So while we wait for Shiv 3 or some sort of new game on the horizon to manifest here, we're going to have to make the best out of this situation. It does look like, to kick things off, we're going to have Pax on offense with the EQ PD on defense. It does look like they may be down a player. I don't know if they're deciding who's going to go in, but you know, Equilibrium had a strong performance on Friday. I don't know that it was so strong that they want to give PAX an extra player, so I'm sure it's just some sort of administrative issue that's getting worked out here. So it does look like now Deputy Sand has switched over, so it looks like we're 20 on 20. PAX immediately putting pressure on this right side siege tower. Doesn't look like they spent any time really going to the left side, so the fight really focused on this main.
Or add Mortem fingers crossed, one comes soon and is good.
Main point here. Background noise going on here. Oh, we forgot.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
Bruce.
the main event of the evening. And now,
All right, so Bruce, sorry, skipped your intro. It is indeed time. Thank you, Bruce. So it looks for the time being, Equilibrium does have some defense enough to sort of stop that right side siege tower. PAX now switching over. Oops, I should have waited. Both catapults active, so it does look like you can see Sunder loading up the catapult on the left side. I don't know. I think we saw someone else. I wish it was easier to switch. I swear, this is my one complaint about this. So it did look like there was some offense that we're using, or some defense that we're using. So yeah, you have UFO on the catapult looking to put some fire on the respawn. You can see PAX sending about 5 people over. They're not really that happy with that catapult, so eliminating Equilibrium. I'm going to assume that 5, yeah, it looks like they did clear Equilibrium and UFO and his friend off of the catapult, and once again you can see PAX starts this right side moving again. They do have now, it looks like 3 people on the tower, and without Equilibrium manning this catapult, I don't think they're going to be able to sort of remove them without a massive push on defense. So PAX making quite a bit of progress here, just about within range of the ladders. So it does look like they're satisfied just moving one siege tower. That will, of course, limit the kind of the attack that they can have on the next tower. Equilibrium now deciding to rotate people over. Oh, wow, that catapult shot, though, decimating the defense. Now we have Llama leading the charge here on the left side. Looks like he might be rotating over. Nope, thinking better, but rotating back. Looking like they're trying to engage the defenders in this, like, no man's land. So I guess what that's doing, even though he's buying some time, he's probably not going to win this fight, but it buys a few seconds for that siege tower to keep going. So here we go. Back on that right side, Equilibrium doing a nice job kind of stemming the tide of that push, cleaning up some of the stragglers. You know, you can see Equilibrium taking advantage of their numbers on this side. So you can see the catapult now looks like it's trying to... It looked like it was a cheeky shot. I think it wasn't accurate enough, so it looked like it was maybe trying to get lucky, take out some of these. So it looks like one of Meowie taken out by the catapult, but that could have been worse. Honestly, it does look now like some of the Equilibrium defenders are looking to disrupt that catapult, while the rest rotate back over to this far side, left side attacking perspective. You can see now the PAX, Tumor of PAX seems to be content riding the objective here with, what is this, chasing. You can see you have a couple of PAX members here engaged in duels, bot down, fighting with Deputy Sand. Looks like Sunder taking out maybe Peon there and kind of rotating around. I don't know if that's true, I can't tell. But now it does look like EQ sending some reinforcements to try and slow down this tower. It does look like overall we're down to under 5 minutes, so good job by EQ after that initial pretty strong push. You can see now the second tower has been the focus of the attack, so both of them are about even. So it's going to be a little bit difficult, I think, for the defense to stop both of them. You can see a small reinforcement wave along with some rotation, rotating back here, trying to maybe thin out some of the
Is Pax NA
attackers, trying to push the siege tower. It does look like they thin out the ranks, but not enough fighting going on at the siege tower to slow it down yet. We still have Tumor, Chase pushing it. Is PAX East? I'm not sure. PAX, I think, has East members, but they may also have Central. I think, I don't want to speak to them, but I believe I've seen a lot of them, so I would guess either East or Central.
I saw Warpath started a clan V3X and Mana 9X is making a clan Ether. Both streamers.
V3X and Mana. Yes, that's great. No, we need more clans, so we should be supportive of that, you know. I think I would love to cast more than heavyweight bouts. You know, if we could get a couple of lightweight bouts for some new teams to play, put the spotlight on the other players. But for now, you get to deal with the top two of the top clans. You know, CK maybe being the third, obviously, that often wins, and then we'll have to see who this mysterious Plumville. Are they PAX Reimagined? Are they indeed their own clan? But we shall see. So good job. So within 3 minutes or so, really nice job by Equilibrium, continuing to take time off the clock. I don't sense any panic from PAX. I think they know that it's just sort of a matter of time. They are slowly pushing both sides. Now, nice pickup by some of
Mana
the
9X seems like more of a
Equilibrium
dueling plan.
defense, but you can see that Catapult's still active, taking a chunk out of defense, but not enough to, I mean, there's no one there to take advantage. So you can see PAX then takes advantage of the the lower number of defenders. You can see some of the EQ defenders committing harikari, what do you call it? Basically wanting to respawn, and we're going to see them start to protect the gatehouse. So here we go. We can see a lot of the Equilibrium team running into the gatehouse. It's like Olympia looking to kind of patrol. Looks like initially, look, you can see the barriers are being set up on that on that top right side from the defender perspective. This seems to be the initial point of attack by PAX. Nice push, took out Step Chatty, took out Olympia. So at this point, already we see PAX throwing numbers on the point. Despite these barriers, they managed to really storm the gatehouse and have already started to take control. These are quite a large number of blue jerseys. I don't know if Equilibrium is going to be able to muster enough
V3X
of
Discord
a
was
defense.
posted by guys in that Palestra draft team I'm on.
Here we go.
Mostly all West players with like 3 of us from Central.
So it does
So
look
I think
like
V3X is a West clan. Wonder
oh,
if
so
Sarah
somewhere
will
west.
make a
Okay, good,
comeback.
because I think was
Haven't
it
seen
Omen?
Tomo Pro in a minute.
Doesn't Omen also need? Are they west? They need some competition. All right, so now
J0
it
Nick
does
Spencel, they're
look
Central.
as though Equilibrium has managed to stem the bleeding just a little bit. We'll see Meowie supporting her teammates with that Danax. She loves that Vanguard Raider kit with Danax and Messer as one of her go-tos. So in there mixing it up, you can see trying to work on the team. Every life counts here. Nice job, Meowie. Staying alive as she engages with her teammates. Now it looks like she has a Guardian in the corner. Blows that horn to heal her teammates. Nice job, Meowie. Here comes Daniel with the reinforcements. Now it does look like that gatehouse has trickled down to about 2/3. So nice job by Equilibrium. Daniel with the charge. Really looks like they're dividing and conquering some of these PAX attackers. Really kind of, you can see here there's a 3-on-2 now on the corner. Equilibrium doing a good job working together. They took out all 3, did not lose any defenders, so nice job. Another round of about 5 defenders moving towards the reinforcement point.
I think I've only
Here
seen
comes
Meowie
Mel
not
with
run
PAX. It
that
looks
load
like
out one
once
time in
again
1,000+
PAX
hours.
focusing on that top objective. That Equilibrium has spent a lot of time with barriers. Mel pushing through as a Guardian, trying to take a lot of hits. It looked like he was trying to tank some of those defenders a little bit
She is LVL
off
1K
the point,
with
but
Messer.
it looked like that was a bit of a meat grinder for the offense there. I think maybe they want to consider perhaps attacking a different side here. So despite an initial strong push by Pax, Equilibrium has managed to rally its forces and kind of has
This
a lot of
gamer looks
folks
fun. What is it called?
rotating back on the gatehouse, and they continue to maintain control. So this extended control of the gatehouse not good for the offense,
This
only
is Battlefield.
because
Medieval
it's
combat.
pretty much as quickly as it can. You can see that bar lowering. So Pax is going to basically need to group up here like they did at that initial push and see if they can't, maintain some control, some persistent control at this point to try and earn some of that bar back. So here we go. Olympia up top, the initial defender. Oh, wow. So I think right now it's looking like Pax might be sort of trickling. I think that can be... You have to kind of juggle the pressure to get on the point, but you want to make sure you don't get there too early. The time it takes once you die for a respawn. Aluka doing a nice job there, finishing some of the defenders. Unfortunately, blew his horn, and I think he momentarily
At
took his
J0
hands off of his
Pencil, are you
weapon.
level 1K spear yet?
Olympia makes him pay, and so Pax still continuing to struggle to maintain enough numbers on this gatehouse to maintain control. So we're going
At
to see
L7
what
Legion, not
kind
even close.
of grouping
Like
up they can do.
550, I think.
Mel, once again, tanking. Looks like he has established a little bit of a beachhead. It does look like he's trying to... Oh, I don't know if he thought he was helping a teammate, but he's walked right into a 1v2. Mel may want to consider retreating a little bit too late, taken
At
out.
J0 Nixpencil, that's still
Here
a lot.
comes about a 7-man respawn wave. So even though it does look like blue team is getting kills, you can tell that even in how many are we got? 21. So even with a third of the defenders down, that 2/3 are still on the point and seem to be enough to maintain control. Godfather really favoring the speed of the glaive. So definitely might be giving some of the defenders or the attackers a different look. Godfather lethal with any weapon, but that speed of the glaive really gives him a lot of options. So nice job by Godfather. You can see taking a defensive approach, but making his teammates making the attacker pay. He's rotating back over. So Equilibrium now securely in control of the gatehouse. I'm cycling through the players. It does look like now
At
we're finally
L7
seeing
Legion, yeah, it's
some
my
of the
highest
Pax
ranked weapon
players
now.
making their way
Still nowhere
in a
close to
group.
Banger
This is going
slash
to
Step Up.
basically require them to really take this. Lickman coming through, taking out a banner while he's taking up space here. You can see, I think he really thinks that his teammate is a Mason, but... So I think that it looks like from the death cam, a lot of the kills kind of trading. You can see there's 4 in a row by Pax. That is enough to turn the tide in their favor. So with 27 seconds, they're going to have to maintain control of this pretty dominantly. I think this may not be enough time.
Close one.
It's going to be close, but I think with Equilibrium, yeah, it does look like they managed to turn the point back to their side. So the gatehouse once again claims another victim. This is perhaps the most difficult point for
At
the
J0
attackers to take.
Nixpencil, that's not a
Very
fair
nice
comparison,
job.
though.
Equilibrium showing their experience. They didn't panic when they were
I
down,
thought Pax had it at the first
pretty
push.
much, I don't know,
Good
7/8
hole.
of that bar.
This one is rough to
But
win
they
on attack.
stayed focused. They continued to get people on the point, and they won the war of attrition. And once they were able to reestablish control of the gatehouse, you can see that it was very difficult once again. So about 100 kill difference for the defense. UFO, Nerd Virgin, and the
Good
newly re-signed Help Me Steppo taking the top 3 positions. Very nice job by the defense. So we should be switching sides here. We're going to see if Equilibrium subs any folks in. I think we might be pretty close to maxed out. So now it's Pax's turn to see what they can do. That gatehouse will be a challenge. But, we'll see if they can pull off anything in that first stage as well. Typically, it's a matter of how much time can you run off the clock. So here we go. Once again, starting Am I dead or what's going on here? Okay. So here we go. It does look like Godfather has subbed out, perhaps. Although Equilibrium down. Oh no, it does not. Okay, I'm wrong. Equilibrium is not down. So I do think perhaps they're gonna have to sub out. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe someone's having connection problems. I don't see any other team. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully PAX able to get some people back in here. So for the time being, though, you can see Equilibrium starting to
Kobe and the rest of us spear
focus
players
on
are
this
second
left side. Very cheeky catapult shot by Mel, taking out the backside of this attack spawn wave here. You can see trying to launch at the spawn wave, but I don't think doesn't get quite as lucky that second shot. So now Equilibrium managing to take control. I do think they are going to secure this left side catapult. Mel falling back, his job done.
Banker does jump like
Meanwhile,
Jordan.
on the other side, you can see Olympia. Once again, this is a typical strategy with two defenders. Typically, you have one person loading, but you have someone else who's sort of protecting. So a three-man catapult team for Equilibrium. We're going to see where they're going to shoot their fights. Looks like we're going to Olympia choosing to maybe launch some shots at that far side siege tower. Now perhaps changing his mind, gonna maybe shoot somewhere in between, perhaps to get the defenders on a rotation. Doesn't quite hit, a little bit too far. Immediately fires a secondary shot. Gets Jared rotating over, but the majority of the PAX defenders seem to have rotated over. I do think they have slowed down this right side siege tower. So looks like Olympia may try and snipe some of these people rotating, but looks like he's being a bit careful not to take out one of his teammates. So, you know, that could be the difference if you can pick off one or two, since this is a numbers game on the point. Now PAX kind of sending people in between catapult barrages. Does have a pretty significant force on this side. This is going to be where the main battle goes down. You can see that left side tower pretty much stood still. Looks like it might be moving a little bit. So this is where PAX is choosing to defend. Nice sort of team fight here. Both sides losing people, but you can see Equilibrium managing to keep about 4 or 5 warriors alive right in front. They're going to rotate, try and support Detro, who was trying to put pressure on the tower. Detro doing a good job rotating back out, staying alive, trying to essentially help take out some of the defenders. Unfortunately gets caught up in this rotation. PAX Llama striking down Detro. So PAX once again managing to stop this siege tower. 6 minutes, 47 seconds. They're going to want to try and hold a few more minutes off if they can. But this gatehouse point, I really think is going to be the big test for them on defense. So we'll see how that goes. Equilibrium building a little bit of momentum on this left side. You can see Moran, Riot Act, a few others, Daniel on this left side. Does look like Olympia finally taken down at the catapult, but you can see that 3-man unit still has someone else available to keep those shots going. Here we are, the big fight going on the left. Daniel using some of his advanced tech, spin moves, being the tip of the spear here, trying to create space for his teammates. Ends up surrounded, but does buy enough time. Well done, Daniel. Does fall to silver, but, you know, just pushing, I think, those 3 defenders off the point was enough to keep things moving, so well done. Now we are on to the gatehouse. Durag falling back, rocking that heavy mace that's really popular with all of the dueling community because of its raw power, especially against knights. So we're going to see he's on patrol here on the top of the gatehouse. Meanwhile, Big Johnson, Jim, and the Equilibrium ready, pumped up, kick down the plank of the siege tower, and they are in the gatehouse. I think they're going to run into Durag. We're going to see what he can do. He might be overmatched here. I don't know where he is. He might have rotated over, but it does look like Equilibrium doing a really good job thinning out that defensive kind of beachhead that the Pax was trying to hold. You can see Big Johnson continues to rotate over to the other second floor. So really nice push by Equilibrium, basically pushing both top levels from Pax control. Pax is going to have to try to get numbers on the point. Equilibrium just about a little over 2/3, 3/4 of the way now on the gatehouse. You can see some of the fighting. Durag back on the point, trying to get numbers. You can see Equilibrium has sent several berries now, protecting banners. Interesting strategy. Durag in there trying to kind of disrupt. Unfortunately, Equilibrium, too many numbers. Durag, excellent duelist, excellent player, but not going to be enough. So, Equilibrium already defeating the gatehouse. We're going to see what kind of strategy Pax does for the next couple of phases. Durag battling Steppo. Oh, Steppo taken down by Durag. Those two, I think, definitely have a fun rivalry. So we'll see. Steppo definitely probably wanted that. But Durag with that heavy mace, very formidable. You can see continues to stay alive, just sort of dropping bonks on people left, right. So doing his best to kind of slow the Equilibrium tide as it advances to the 10th phase. This is pretty much a gimme phase. You can see that already some of the right side tents are down. Already the middle tents are down as well. All it's going to take here are for these left side tents to catch fire, and we will pretty much be onto the phase. So, yep, pretty much, you know, just this is an opportunity more for the defense to start to think, what kind of defense do we want to run on this siege ramp phase? You're not really, except for maybe in the most noobiest of pubs, are you going to win on defense? Although it has happened, but I don't expect to see it here. So good job. We're still waiting, I guess, for 1 or 2 tents here on this side to be burned. There goes one. I think once this large one burns, that should be enough. I think you can burn all of them but one, and you succeed in capturing the point. So I suspect we are going to see here a advancing of the point. There it is. So right now we're going to see what Pax decides to do. It looks like they're falling back, a large group pushing on this sort of right side. That does seem to be the one that tends to go, I think, usually unopposed. The left side one is has the support of the ballista, so we're going to see if Pax utilizes the ballista. But despite the initial kind of battle here, it does look like Equilibrium has secured control of both of the ramps. So we're going to see here what happens. Demon on Welfare is on, yes, he is a newer member. I think he joined maybe a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that's him.
But he is on Equilibrium. So, you know, definitely some players that if you're in East and Central, you most likely have seen several of these players in lobbies. So some of you may know indeed how this.
Okay, that's a good acquisition.
Yeah, very good acquisition. So, you know, hats off to the Equilibrium recruiting team. You know, the business office is definitely, the scouting office keeps its eyes peeled for talent. So here we go. You can see Pax doing a good job stopping the siege ramp on the side with the ballista. Who was that? The test, I think, doing a little dance on the ramp, which is pretty much made it about 50% of the way. Pax finally rotating over, stopping the ramp here. Here's Lickman joining his team as they thin out this side.
Viewers on streambo.com.
So doing a really good job
at UXQ80WG2. Riot Act 2 noise.
Equilibrium. Banhammer dropped. We only want the best viewers here, not the cheapest. We want the most expensive viewers on Sunday Night Showdown. So please take your cheap-ass viewers and stick them on the Sunday show. Lickman putting pressure on the ballista for Pax after Equilibrium had taken it. So nice job falling back on this siege tower or siege ramp. Steppo and who is that? Is that Zombie Pona? I think that's him. Yes, he's got that master's cut. Doesn't wear a helmet. I think
Looks like
everyone
Zombie.
should take a page out of Zombie Pona's book and be unique. So then I don't have to read your name and I can give you props. So nice job by Zombie Pona. Here we go. A nice little push by Equilibrium. Nice little run by Daniel and Nerd Virgin. Nerd Virgin also rocking that that spectacled helmet. So he's really made it his own. I really like that. So doing a good job using some of that crouch tech to change where his shots land. So really nice job using that Raider ability. We all know he can throw things, but double Messer is still kind of pretty much a scary combination. So you can see Nerd Virgin finally struck down by his teammates, but brought back up by Banker. So we're going to see here if Equilibrium can continue the momentum on this left side map. Right now, the PAX defenders unable to break up this murder ball as it pushes to the left side. Zombie continues to lead the effort there with that halberd, taking advantage of its length. I don't know if he saw that, managed to get away with that attack. He got flanked, but retreats to maybe heal up. Step Chatty tanking a couple of defenders. Nice job by his teammates to get him out of a tough spot there. He rotates back over, tries to keep people off of the zone. So Guardian's doing a nice job creating some space like good things do. Very nice revive. So Equilibrium doing a good job protecting their battle buddies. That's definitely something that when I did calls for Equilibrium, that was something I would want to remind. Keep your battle buddy alive. It's just as important as your personal stats. So when that happens, when you're keeping your battle buddies alive, you can see the objective moves. So Equilibrium, they're bloodied and they're bruised, but they managed to keep enough people alive that you can see now the siege ramps make it all the way. So here we are on to the courtyard phase. Definitely another opportunity for the defense if they can keep numbers on the objective, if they can keep Equilibrium outside of the objective boundary. They should have some time. At this point, if you don't outright win as defense, you want to take as much time as possible so that you can buy some time for the last phase, which tends to potentially favor the defense a little more as well as most Torn Banner maps do. So I think this is going to be a real test to see how both teams are feeling. Equilibrium's confidence seems to have grown after that gatehouse, and they're fighting really, really well, I think, right now as a unit. So we're going to see if that continues on this phase. Already, Equilibrium has pushed into the zone. You can see the defenders trying to kind of retaliate against that main push. We have a couple of duels going on outside of the zone, so whoever wins this is probably going to get a couple numbers. Big Johnson tries, but loses an arm. We're going to see how long he can score some points in the zone. He is YOLOing all the way across. He doesn't distracting some of the defenders, keeping them off the point. Enough time for Equilibrium to take a little bit of space off of the courtyard. Durag, I don't know what's going on there in the corner. I don't know what these dudes are doing. They're having an intimate moment. And Peon. Oh, Durag and Peon. You know what? We don't want to know what Femboy.
One arm come dragon off.
So those guys having a little conversation in the corner. Step Chatty once again establishing some space around kind of the bottom corner, fighting to keep the PAX defenders off the point, making them pay. It does look like that push off of the courtyard has managed to buy Equilibrium the point. So here we go. We're going to see who is going to be the heir. It looks like it might be Kaz or Yanchovy. We're going to see. Hello. Give me the guy. Give me the guy. Where's he at? Oh, Torn Banner, please give me a better camera mode. All right, we don't know where this guy is. I don't know why it's not going to him, but here we go. It is Kaz, is the air. So, Pax, I like this strategy. It does look like they're trying to create a little bit of space on this causeway with the barriers. The problem is they didn't have any defense on the other side of that wall. So basically had no way to defend the wall. All that wall ends up doing is buying a little bit of time. You can see this air is not scared. It does look like Kaz is just going to go aggressive, trying to help his team maintain that space. It does look like the rest of Pax trying to protect that back stairway, but all that fire is keeping them from, you know, mounting a pretty solid, like, barriers. It does look like Equilibrium is pushing back the air. Kaz is not playing it defensive, though. He's using the speed of the glaive. What a nice fireball, though. That is going to do some damage. He might have been separated by the defense. He is surrounded. He tries to make a run on the staircase. Tries to get up to his defense. Unfortunately, he is surrounded by the Equilibrium attackers. The air is dethroned. And Equilibrium and the boys in blue will get to establish a puppet government for the Agathians, taking back the lands that were stolen by the usurper Balric. So, very nice job by Equilibrium. We're going to see if this is a quick one or if we're actually going to play Mont Crooks. This may be a troll, or this could be the greatest comp match of all time. So we're gonna see if they are indeed going to play this, or if we are done with the showdown. I'm not exactly sure.
Finally,
so
a good comp map.
it looks as though people are sticking around. Are we indeed going to play what I believe is the first competitive Mont Crooks map?
The Tunosians have come out to meet us
My
on the
God,
field
I
this
think I
day.
need the other
They
buffer.
desire honorable combat, and they shall have it. This castle flew under the blue and gold.
Is this really happening?
Tonight, it will once more.
Is this really happening? All right, I think it's happening. So I believe Godfather is saying that Equilibrium will attack. So you, hey, this is chivalry history. I don't believe we have ever had a Monk Crooks map. We're gonna see if we can sort the teams. Packs looking like they are rocking 19, and Equilibrium about 20. But anyway, I think most
how many have experience
oh, here we
playing
go.
LOL.
So we got 20v20 now. I will say instant skip map. Yeah, I wonder how many people actually play it, because you know when you're playing pubs, when Monk Crooks rolls around, it goes from a 32v32 to like an 8v8. So we're gonna see what happens. I think it's pretty well established that this was the map that Torn Banner created to improve the Tenosia winning percentage, because pretty much all the prior Tenosian maps seem to be pretty much stacked against Tenosia, and most people's Tenosian map winning percentage was god-awful. So if you know anything about the behind-the-scenes lore, I don't think that there would be much denying that this map was intended to give Tenosians the advantage and maybe pad some stats. But, you know, that's just this guy's potential speculation. You can certainly debate it, but I do believe we've gotten a couple of select devs to admit that, perhaps one that we'll go unmentioned. So, as we get started, I don't know that I've seen, you know, obviously this being the first time, you're not going to have a lot of established comp strategies. So really, you know, I think this team is just going to have to lend itself to its experience in pubs and just the kind of things that you do on these objectives. So when you have two objectives like the carts, where you have to push both but only one has to get to a certain distance, this is what you want to do. Have a small group pushing the off cart, making the defense rotate. What's going to be interesting, I think, to see is how much are you going to see the defense use the ballistas. I think, you know, a lot of people, when they play this map, part of why they don't like it is that, you know, you can really get lit up by ballistas constantly when you're the attacker. So we're going to see here as the cart phase finishes, as those petards start to get moved to the wall, whether or not packs, you know, how many folks they dedicate to the ballistas and how many they dedicate to actually defending the walls. So we do have to, Equilibrium does still have to make it a little bit farther. Right now, choosing to sort of fight off the point. There's sort of a weird front going on here on the side of the right cart. That could be maybe to distract some of the defense. Yeah, it does look like the other cart has made it. So on to phase 2.
I hope they get to the crank stage so we can see what happens there.
Yeah, the crank stage, I mean, it's going to be really hard. I mean, it's hard enough for pubs
Portcullis
for
is the
people to
challenging
take
part.
the portcullis, but, you know, I don't even know. I think it's going to be, I think this stage is going to be pretty hard too, to be honest. So we're going to see if they can get past. Equilibrium right now seems to be sort of biding their time. Does look like we have maybe 3 people on the ballistas, so not a bad decision, I think, to have to make use of them. I mean, I think they can be so devastating. It does look like, whoa, what is that? Oh, someone, oh, who's this guy? Sinister pulling some high-level parkour off of the ladder. We're going to see what's the best view, though, to really track what's going on. It does look like Equilibrium manages to sneak through, plants one of the petards on that left side. I believe you need, what is it, 5 plants on each side? I think it's 5, right? So there's one. We're going to see there's another petard right there, but Pax rotating people over. Not sure what's going on with that dude. Oh, looks like maybe he was bugged. I don't know if his teammate sees him. Friendly ghost. I mean, he's a friendly... Oh, he died! Oh, now he's really a friendly ghost. He might be a little angry
Wow,
after not
what a
getting revived.
conveniently placed castle flat.
So here we go. Yes, there's a lot of conveniently placed things. So here we go. Oh, one of the Tenosians looking like they're trying to get the defuse. But unlike Askendir, I've noticed if you don't immediately start to defuse them, once they
That
get
guy trying
planted,
to
you're
plant
pretty
a
much
flag
going to get
hasn't
blown
played
up.
this map in a while.
So here we go. Demon on welfare trying to sneak in that other petard. Decides to fall back. Unfortunately, cannot rotate far back enough. So Equilibrium looks like they have planted maybe 1 bomb on each side. Maybe we'll rotate this side. We can see who's attacking. So you can see some of the petards have laid up here, but Equilibrium right now struggling to get attackers close enough with enough numbers to like really get those petards planted. So you can see the defense taking advantage of the high ground, just like Obi-Wan Kenobi. And the Tenosians saying, give up, Anakin. It's no use. Anakin, Agathican? I don't know. There's got to be a name in there somewhere. So Pax
This might be an
continuing
NG hero
to
map.
slow down. This might be an NG hero map. Yeah, we're going to need something. Oh, wow. While I was looking at the defense, it does look like a second. All right, so it looks like it's only 4, maybe not 5. So I think they've gotten all the way to the final bomb stage on this right side. So even though there's a lot of petards you have to sneak through, obviously this stage is damn near 10 minutes, so plenty of time with 8 minutes and 36 seconds. What we're really gonna have to see here is some rotation. It's gonna be curious if Equilibrium is able to plant that right side one again. What happens once there's only one side to plant? I think at that point you're gonna have to see a team battle where the attackers are able to kind of basically wipe the defense. So it does look like maybe some of the ballistas have been abandoned. It does look like maybe there's someone trying to disrupt. So some of the Equilibrium attackers trying to make their way, Big Johnson, Meowie, I think, trying to disrupt these ballistas. but essentially struck down. Wait a minute. What the heck am I talking about? Wait, what's going on here? I got thrown off because he's an equilibrium guy and he's playing on defense, so that's why I got confused. So it does look like maybe to keep teams fair. Am I tripping right now? No, I'm not tripping. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I won't worry about it. Anyway, so here we go once again. With about another minute taken off, we do see that EQ needs to try to find a way to sneak this last petard carrier. So we're going to see here. Going to do some views of the players here just because I'm not even sure where the action is. Dicho in there disrupting the ballista. Nice job, Olympia and Dicho taking out that defender on the ballista. Arctic Rebel, though, coming over, trying to take out UFO. Wow, what a battle there, though. So I think both teams exchanging death. I don't know if these kind of adventures up to the ballista, though, are buying enough space for EQ to get petards up the hill. It does look like their attack is stagnating about halfway up. You can see that right now it's sort of, that's where the two murder balls are crashing. Equilibrium does manage to thin out the ranks, but you can see very precarious. One of the petard holders instantly struck down by a ballista. So those ballistas really raining down death. You're going to have to get some play from someone to grab one of these and kind of get it through while this main battle is going on. So Equilibrium choosing to fight on this right side. You can see it's got to be Banker in his Banker gear, jumping around. Is that Daniel? Machine everyone. So we're going to need someone to essentially sneak through here for EQ. Pack's doing a great job continuing to send defense to these sort of choke areas. It's very difficult. This terrain can be very challenging. There's a lot of places you can get stuck. So right now, Equilibrium does look like they're trying to establish a little bit of a beachhead. Oh, wow. These ballistas just wreaking havoc. Rome and Ditro just taken out with 1-2 shots. So definitely the... Oh, wow. What a little... Who sneaks through? Who is that? Stepchatty sneaks through, but unfortunately there is no spare petard on the ground. He is struck down by 3 defenders. Nice job by Pax. Doing a good job. So Stepchatty looking to maybe get lucky by sneaking through, but unfortunately nothing there. Here we are on the other side. You have Big Johnson and Meowie trying to push this side. Does look like they might have a little bit of space. I don't know if that petard despawned. Nice, though, plant by Riot Act coming through. All right, nice job. I don't think after their initial, try to get the defuse, it's not going to be enough time. So there we go. Both walls on the last explosion. So really only... Oh, wait, what happened? Did they sneak one through? Oh, my God. So Stepchatty manages to sneak one through. So Equilibrium with 3 minutes, 45 seconds. One wall left to destroy. Very nice job. It's very difficult to even keep track of the action because it looks like these individual plays, people just sneaking through, grabbing a petard. So we're going to have to see here if Equilibrium can muster enough of a push. Who's this with? Riot Act once again, bringing the petard, dodging left, dodging right, rotating back. You have a second petard player. Riot trying to maintain control of the petard. Has to rotate back. Tries to move forward. Is struck down by the war staff. Survives with his petard. Here we go. Who's this? Demon on welfare trying to bring that second petard through. Runs into a wall of defenders, though. Has no choice but to bring the petard down. You can see he struck down. Someone else, though, manages to rotate through. It does look like Equilibrium takes advantage of that hole created by Demon on that left side. They get the last petard through, so the audience is going to be happy. We will get to see the portcullis phase. Very nice job by Equilibrium. This is an untested plan. I think basically it comes down to, can you get enough people on the point doing the objective? So really nice job.
12
Pax
more minutes of Hell LOL.
immediately focusing back. Yeah, the portcullis, 12 minutes, 11 and a half minutes. That's the point here, right? They wanted a massive epic battle through a fortress where lots of death and destruction happens. So it's meant to be a meat grinder, but they give plenty of time for the offense to do the objective. So that time can work
If they
in
maybe death
each
ball if they
team's
can win the
favor,
team
right?
fight.
I do think if they can get enough people on the portcullis, then you don't need those 11 minutes. But if Pax can mount a smart defense, they have lots of avenues to defend. You can see there's a stair on each side. These doors here on either side of the gate, once they get destroyed, will have staircases that allow you to move up. So very symmetrical. If offense is able to get people on these ladders, you can drop them down as well. So we're going to see how successful Equilibrium is at testing all the different points. We might have to go to some player views here. So Sunder leading the defense here of the portcullis. We're going to see what kind of sustained pressure can Equilibrium manage on the point. So it looks as though Olympia was trying to take control of this ballista. It looks as though Equilibrium spending some time trying to sort of secure this area to perhaps start to put some pressure on the portcullis. You can see the Pax defenders continue to send people. Who is this? Benches, Sunder, Jared, all rotating over, straight bullet. Ditro trying to hold him off, but not enough people from Equilibrium holding that ballista. Pax takes control of it one more time. So you can see as the main push comes up this staircase, you can see that already some of the Equilibrium members have managed to sneak through on the other side. The portcullis has yet to be cranked, but right now, whoever wins this battle, it looks like it's a 3v3. 3v2 now in favor of Pax. Not quick enough by the attackers, so now here comes this respawn wave by the Tenosians. Does manage to stop the attack, so Ditro doing his best to stay alive, but unfortunately just too many reinforcements. Pax now doing a good job healing up. Looks as though the primary defense now rotating where you see a majority of the Equilibrium forces. It does look though that Equilibrium is sort of spread out, right? You don't see that murder ball. You have a pocket of 5 on the left. You have maybe a pocket of 6 or 7 on the right. And it looks as though you have a people like that are either rotating behind here. You have a nice spawn wave, or maybe some are sort of coming in the middle here. So right now, the Tenosians a little bit surrounded. Kool-Aid using his shield and
That Pax guy is horny.
struck down, trying to buy some space. Pax guy is horny. Yes, I'm sure a lot of them are. Lickman coming through as, what is that, a knight? Opting for that medium shield, I believe. I don't know, it's very hard to tell with the Tenosians. So a lot of shields you can see for the Tenosians, choosing to go a little bit more armored. Jan Chovy, struck down. Pax doing a good job at the staircases, I feel like. At least on the external ones.
The spawns, I think, are so far
Slowing
away.
down
They
the
might have
attack.
to all wait to stop the trickle.
They have to stop the trickle. Yeah, I don't know if as the timer gets closer to 0, if the spawns change for the attackers? I don't think they do. I do think if you die, you have to once again run through that inner courtyard to be able to make it to this area. So the consequence for dying is a lot of time. You can see Equilibrium, though, managing to get an initial turn of the portcullis. It takes a while to build, but, you know, if all the defense has to do is essentially access the objective themselves, and the portcullis immediately falls back to 0. So unlike the other points where the defense has to slowly reduce any progress that the offense has made, for this point, of course, we know that all the defense has to do is essentially crowd noise. So we can see here that even with 6 minutes, you can see that the attacks are slowly getting a little bit closer. Niaoe trying to help her team establish a little bit of headway into the area. Unfortunately, she does lose her head in the attempt. So nice job by Pax, making sure they're rotating people in. Here comes Olympia once again. Sunder bloodied, but still in control of this ballista. So it does look like this sort of spread out defense that tends to rotate where the attackers are grouped the most seems to be working for them. So despite the 12 minutes, you can see several of those minutes have been taken off the clock. So with 5 minutes, Pax continues to control the objective fairly well. You can see a lot of the spawns still. Oh, it does look like, though, perhaps someone, is that Ditro? Ditro managed to hit the portcullis for a minute, though. You can see one of the defenders paying attention and managed to uncrank the crank, and already portcullis back down. So you're going to have to basically need a sustained push by Equilibrium so that they can not only hit the portcullis, but they're going to have to create some space so that there's enough time for it to reach its entire like range or whatever it's called. Nice job by Maui to plant. Does have a couple of people. It did look like perhaps they were going to keep the defense from activating the portcullis, but really it doesn't take a lot of time. Unlike some of the other objectives, it feels like it's like less than a second. So you don't have to have a lot of time on the portcullis to deactivate it. Nice pull. I don't know if that might have been Demon of Welfare. Struck down, though, by that ballista. It does look like, though, Equilibrium manages to sneak some people through. They may have created some space. Really massive counterattack by Pax. They are able to stop it for a second. Equilibrium instantly re-cranks the crank. So people, both sides doing the objective. It does look like, though, Equilibrium for now managing to have the last pull. There was a pull from Sunder, though, a known objective player. Sunder managing to get within range, deactivates the portcullis, and the rest of the Pax reinforcements wipes out that push. So nice try by Equilibrium, but just not quite enough to sustain it. But you can see it is possible. They're going to need another push. Once again, here we go. It does look like there's a little bit of a big group on this left side. It does look like they've snuck a couple through on the flank maneuver on the inside, putting pressure on that portcullis. We're going to see if that main line feels like they have to fall back. I do think they've fallen back. So while that initial push manages to get the portcullis, I think it's this actual front line that collapses after that push that may secure the objective for Equilibrium. Very nice push. You can see Kool-Aid and some of the other Guardians really focused on protecting the objective. Nice push by Pax. They managed to get the objective. Some of the Equilibrium members immediately putting the crank back in effect, back and forth. does look like there is just a couple of more EQ. Very nice counter push. So you see Meowie and a couple other people, I don't know who it was, perhaps Step Chatty, doing a great job staying alive at the portcullis. This is a very challenging objective for the offense. So very nice job by Equilibrium to really group up. And I think that kind of delayed push, I could see it. I saw a couple people run through that entrance. So that initial push, I think, essentially maybe distracted that front line long enough that the sort of main push by Equilibrium was able to push through and get to the actual portal. So nice job. So we're going to see here, again, plenty of time for the attack. 2 sets of bombs the defense are going to have to protect. This is going to be interesting. Unlike the last objective, the length of time that you need to activate or deactivate these explosives is quite long. So once this gets lit, if the offense is able to secure a perimeter, it's going to be quite difficult for the PAX defenders to defuse. Nice job by Kool-Aid, kind of being sort of the tip of the spear, creating some space on this left side for the offense, who seems to be sending a majority of their force on the right side here. So looks like Demon on Welfare may plant this explosive. Yes, he has. So we're going to see now Demon on Welfare using the height advantage offered by the barrels to try and use that halberd reach to hit anyone that is trying to defuse. So really nice play by the Demon on Welfare to secure this objective. So this is what we needed. You basically need all of your Equilibrium attackers to surround this now. Demon falls off into the fire. He is struck down, so we're going to see who else is going to be paying attention. It does look like we have Straight Bullin on the backside. I don't think Daniel saw him, so nice job. Straight Bullin is straight balling on the objective. Manages to defuse it. However, Zimbabwe coming in for Equilibrium manages to once again plant. So we're going to see if Equilibrium able to get more people essentially defending the objective. Demon on Welfare back on the case. It does look like Equilibrium has a couple more people on the backside, so I don't know if PAX is going to be able to sneak someone in. So you can see now Equilibrium enjoy their force. Nice barriers there, protecting the path to the bombs. So with 8 and almost 9 minutes left, this is really, PAX is going to have their work cut out for them again. They're going to have to basically group up on this last objective, see if they can't win the war of attrition long enough to prevent the plant. The essentially offense is going to have to deal with the same time it takes. Kool-Aid struck down again, trying to create some space for his team. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough of his teammates in the area to back him up. So we're going to see now Dicho coming through with the reinforcement. Nerd Virgin kind of doing an offside attack, throwing javelins now, which is definitely going to make the defense have to respect that and think about it. Step Chatty coming in here, finally reaching the main line of the PAX defense. What a throw by Step Chatty. That Danax, one of the most lethal thrown weapons in the game. So, nice job here. Both teams fighting really hard. Does look like Riot Act, though, may have planted the explosive. PAX doing the best job they can, essentially, to keep the main force away from the point, but looks like Riot was able to actually sneak in, get that plant. Oh, it does look like, though, Yang Chovy on top almost sneaks the defuse, though it does look like enough of the Equilibrium members are paying attention. Nice fire by whoever that was. You can see a lot of the PAX defenders trying to create a little bit of space in front of the explosives. I don't know if they're going to have enough time to do it. So in the inaugural Mont Crooks TO map, Equilibrium defeats PAX. Very
Every time
nice
Velvet says the
job
phrase, "War of attrition,"
by
take a swig
the
of mead.
attackers.
That
You
was a
know,
fun
that
watch.
that is a tough order for both teams. I definitely think, you know, you can see
Let's
there
go.
588 to 448, about 140 kill difference. So, you know, PAX definitely made the attackers bleed. I think, you know, that first phase, they used the ballistas
Good
effectively.
stuff.
And by
I
the
nominate
end, I
Steph
think it
Chatty
was
as
just,
MVP
I
there.
think Equilibrium had found a way to kind of group up at those points. So it does look like that was just sort of an exhibition match. We're not going to run both sides. So thank you again
Eliminate
for
everyone.
attending. I hope this was entertaining. Nice job by both teams. Good to see PAX back on the field of battle. I like to see Stepbo back wearing the colors of Equilibrium. That's just, things are right in the world. So thank you once again for all your support. I am going to stop the stream here and post this to YouTube. So final score, Equilibrium 3, PAX 0. Hard fought battles
dang.
though. Very, very nice
No more.
job. Yeah, normally they do 2 maps of both. But I think for whatever reason, perhaps because it was Mont Crooks, I think one side is enough. So thanks for joining. I do think I will be back on Friday. I think Friday, who's on Friday? It might be CK and Plumville. So assuming my schedule allows, I will be back for Friday Night Fights.
Final
I'm going to
score.
stop this, upload it, and I might restart the stream in a little bit. Final score 3-0 NJ for EQ. So very good fight put on by PAX, but Equilibrium able to take down the air. They got a nice defensive win at the gatehouse on Roothelm. And
Nice, good work, EQ.
and then basically on Monk Crooks, you saw able to essentially take the key portcullis phase, able to get through the bomb phase. I think once you get that portcullis phase, you know, I think it's just, there's a lot of time for the attackers to basically blow up those bombs. So thank you again for all the support. I'm gonna play the outro. I hope this AI music doesn't suck, but anyway, I appreciate everyone being here. So Sunday Night Showdown. It's like Friday Night Fights, but on Sunday.
ESPN LB.
El Nueve is better than No Ocean.
Hear ye, one and all. Steel meets steel, they rise, they fall. Who will stand when the dust clears? Banished all of our fears. Shining armor on the ground, a victor's glory can be found. Sunday night showdown. Sunday night showdown. Glory, glory all around. Sunday
I'll be back.